We want to take some time tonight to recognize the outgoing tournament chairman of Section 5 basketball after 9 years on the job, almost a decade. And here to present Gene Johnson with a little something tonight is the new president of Section 5, Jim Dollar.
Thanks, Doug. Gene, for all those years of service, most deserved award, and just a beautiful plaque here. And let me read the inscription. To Gene Johnson, you have our gratitude, our appreciation, our genuine affection, and our thanks for 10 years of outstanding leadership as chairman of Section 5 basketball. Presented this evening from your basketball committee, and they have that beautiful picture of it. Gene, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Jim, and all the members of the basketball committee. The real truth of the matter is that I have taken much more than I have given, and I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. So it's Rush-Henrietta down by 10 after the first half of play between the Royal Comets of RH and the East High Orientals. Earlier this week, we honored some of the coaches of the year at a luncheon out at Locust Hill, and we want to recognize some of them right now. We are here with Wayne Wagner of the Burkett Mills. Wayne, your company now 3 years sponsoring the Coach of the Year luncheon, and it's really a great event every year that all of Section 5 looks forward to.
Oh, this is really a premier event. It's fun for us to be a sponsor of the Coach of the Year. We're enthusiastic about working with the youth of Section 5.
Let's step back and we'll meet the Coaches of the Year for 1989 from Section 5 basketball, and Wayne Wagner of Burkett Mills is going to do the honors.
Okay, this year we have 7 classifications in Section 5, and the winner of the Class D Coach of the Year award is Jim Burke from Prattsburg Central School.
And he's won before, and we go on to Double D now.
Yes, in Double D we have another repeat winner, Coach Marv Skillman from Avoca.
Undefeated girls and boys team down in that town in the southern tier.
Yes, in Class C we have a new Coach of the Year, Lance Freisinger, and he's from Red Jacket.
Congratulations, Lance, and we move on to Class Double C.
Yes, in Class Double C we do have another repeat Coach of the Year. In Class Double C it's Dean Schott from Lyons Central School.
His team in the finals, and so is Tom Flood's team, Wayne.
Yes, Tom Flood is a Coach of the Year, well-deserved award in Class B from Honeoye Falls, Lima.
And in Double B?
In Double B we have Ron Saravolo from Newark. Ron is Coach of the Year and a well-deserving award this year.
And in Class A, part of a great coaching legacy at Webster.
Yes, this is Coach Bill O'Rourke's second year in a row that he has won the Coach of the Year and represents Webster very, very well.
Congratulations, Coaches of the Year. During basketball games in the regular season, the players on the court aren't the only competitors. The cheerleaders along the sidelines are also competing. And with me are the co-chairs of Section 5 cheerleading, Carol Olbeck from Gates Chili and Sharon Cox from Rush-Henrietta. The cheerleaders are competing all season long, and it all culminates in a cheer-off held in February, doesn't it, Carol?
Yes, the Section 5 basketball cheerleading competition is a season-long tournament. It begins in November. At each basketball game, the opposing cheerleading coach evaluates the other cheerleading squad at each and every game. They're evaluated on their sideline cheers, floor cheers, jumps, balance movements and gymnastics, as well as overall effect, which includes sportsmanship and safety. At the conclusion of the season, the scores are tabulated and league champions are determined. Also, as a result of the tabulation, squads are invited to participate at a cheer-off, which, as you said, was held at Rush-Henrietta on February 11th. At the cheer-off, each squad performs 3 cheers for a panel of judges. Those scores are tabulated and sectional champions are determined.
And Sharon is going to introduce the Class A champion coach.
Yes, thanks, Doug. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce Terry Battaglia from Fairport. This is Terry's 7th year of coaching cheerleading and her 2nd consecutive championship.
Terry, congratulations. How does it feel to win 2 years in a row? Is it sweeter the second time around?
Yes, it is a great thrill for not only me, but for the girls. And I'd just like to mention I thank Carol and Sharon very much for running the tournament. I would say it's probably the most respectable cheerleading tournament in upstate New York. I'd like to thank The coaches, my coaches, JV and freshman coaches, Lori Tarana, Judy Martins, Carol Antonelli, Kelly Burdick, and Laura Rowland, and Dave Martins, my athletic director, and my husband Chris for all his support also.
A lot of people behind the scenes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, let's step back and we're going to watch the cheerleaders from Fairport perform. And some of the other winners from the Section 5 cheerleading for this season. In Class A, it was Fairport. You just saw him perform. In Double B, Bishop Kearney was the champ. Class B, Geneva, another win for Wayland. In Double C, they've won 9 times, 7 of the last 8 years. Honeoye, the champs in Class C. Dundee in Double D, and DeSales in Class D. It's 31-21, East over Rush-Henrietta at the half. And we'll be back to the Rochester War Memorial right after this.
Nobody can tell you what a complete and thorough brake job will cost until they inspect your car. Nobody. But some places promise low prices without making it clear what it includes. Midas makes it clear. For $69, Midas replaces your brake shoes or pads, turns drums or rotors, inspects front wheel bearings and front grease seals. So if you need brakes, remember, nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
With new channels and choices, cable is better than ever. Timeless classics like Jane Eyre and Vanity Fair, Hollywood's greatest films on TNT and American Movie Classics. The wonders of nature and science on the Discovery Channel. Blockbusters like Moonstruck and The Last Emperor. It's a great time to try cable, and now connection is just $5. Call GRC 987-6300.
Cable TV, watch and you'll see television that makes sense.
Some people really wondered when I took on an unknown Japanese car line 15 years ago. Today, I see the same value and quality in another newcomer, Hyundai. Don't let the low price fool you. You'll be amazed with the quality of Hyundai. I'm so convinced that if after 30 days you're not fully satisfied with your Hyundai, I'll take it back at full credit towards any new car in my inventory. I invite you to stop out and see us and take a test drive at Dick Eyed Hyundai.
It's 31-21, East over Rush-Henrietta right now at the Rochester War Memorial. Doug Emblidge and Edison coach Dick O'Toole along with Mike Catalana. And we're going to toss it over to Mike right now at the corner of the floor to talk about some of the other championship results from today and last night in the Section 5 tournament. Mike?
Doug, there's plenty of action tonight, of course, in the Class A final, but as you said, some of the other games were just as well played and just as much attention from people in their areas who came to the War Memorial this weekend. Some great action in all of Section 5 play. Let's look at the highlights from some of the other finals. In last night's Class Double B championship game, Greece Arcadia found themselves down 8 in the final minute of the game. But Steve Austin drilled a three-pointer to keep Arcadia alive. Aquinas ran into problems on the foul line, missing a pair of 1-and-1 foul shots to give Arcadia a chance. Then, down by a pair, Craig Gillis drills his third three-pointer of the game with just 4 seconds to go. Arcadia held on for the dramatic 57-56 win. The key to the comeback was defense at the start of the fourth quarter.
You know, you don't have to go out there and take bad shots. And we chip back. They made their foul shots when we fouled them, but then at the end they missed the big one there, and we made our threes.
In the Class B final last night, Geneva and Honeoye Falls Lima were tied at 44 midway through the fourth, when Dan Ponce of Geneva came up with the steal and the layup to start a 9-0 run. Dante Reed, the tournament MVP, had a team-high 20 points, including this layup, to stretch the lead to 9. Geneva went on to win the game 65-50 and take the title. The key was fourth quarter defense.
It was definitely a turning point. You know, we were playing mediocre ball to that point, and then we just finally exploded.
This afternoon, the Class Double D title game. Marv Skillman of Avoca going for an undefeated year and career win number 300. But that was in jeopardy when Batavia Notre Dame grabbed the lead at the third quarter buzzer on the Mike DiFilippio tip-in. But Avoca regained the lead. MVP Chris Sullivan with 2 of his 26. Avoca won it 70-66, and Skillman was able to reach his milestone.
I talk to the kids a lot, and I ask a lot of the kids in huddles and halftime downstairs. I like their opinions because they're the ones that are out there on the floor, and I think that makes a difference.
The Class C final went right down to the last minute. With only 30 seconds left in the game, Bloomfield takes the lead on Kendall. Scott Kimball with the hoop and the foul, 49-48 Bombers. But it wasn't enough. With just 7 seconds left, Kendall's Chris Barrett hit the game-winning jump shot. Kendall won the game 50-49 to wrap up their first title since 1977.
The kid that shot that basket the last 2 seconds, I've been telling him all year to shoot the ball, and he finally did. Took my word. I'm just really happy for the kids. I'm really happy that they came together there at the end and pulled it out.
And in the Class Double C final, Lions taking on East Rochester, a rematch of the 1962 championship. Dean Schott Jr. wasn't even born then, but the Lions senior scored 31 points today. ER tried to stay close. Pat Urzetta getting the layup here for ER to cut the lead to 9. But Schott was too much. 31 points and named tournament MVP in the easy win by Lions.
It's a great feeling, but just happy that we finally won a championship. My 4 years on varsity, we always got beat. So I wanted to win one with my dad before I left.
And in the other game, the Class D final, it was Geneva DeSales beating top-seeded Rushford 80-47. In that tournament, Rob McFadden named MVP. They will meet Avoca in the Section 5 playoffs to determine who goes to the States. When we come back, we'll hear from Jim Dollar, the new chairman of Section 5 basketball. We'll be back in a minute.
Walking with the kid.
Some people think buying a car isn't easy, but here at Cheryl, we try to give the customer the best understanding of the car, take away the hassle, and make buying the car a pleasant experience.
Cheryl really does their best to please you as a customer.
The people have been great, the service is super, the price has been right. As far as I'm concerned, Cheryl is number one.
We're going to get you a great car at a great price. Cheryl is the best. It's as simple as that.
Expected to reach 105 degrees with no relief in sight.
Last year, almost 2 million people stopped buying regular Pepsi, and the major soft drink they moved to more than any other was Diet Coke. With smooth, satisfying, real cola taste and just 1 calorie.
One for the road.
You can keep coming back for more, no matter who you are.
Just for the taste of it.
The move is on to Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
ABC stands for a better carpet, and we'll prove it this Saturday and Sunday with the finest carpeting available at the low price you've been waiting for. And the choice of savings is up to you. Choose A, durable DuPont Stainmaster, an unbelievable $9.99 a yard. Or B, other Stainmaster lines $11 to $13.99. Or C, no payments, no interest for 90 days. Special savings, special prices, special hours this Saturday and Sunday only at ABC Carpets, 1004 Lyle Avenue.
We are back at the Rochester War Memorial. We're a couple minutes away from the start of the second half of action between Rush-Henrietta and East in the Class A championship game of the 68th Section 5 basketball tournament. Doug Emblidge along with Edison coach Dick O'Toole. We have some interesting statistics to talk about, including the 24% field goal shooting from Rush-Henrietta in the first half. East shot 56%. We'll get to some of those statistics and more in just a moment. First, we want to turn it over to Mike Catalana, who is standing by with the new president of Section 5. Mike?
Thank you, Doug. Jim Dollar joins us now. And Jim, first of all, when you come into a situation like this, can you make it better?
Well, we certainly hope so, Mike. The thing that is so impressed to me as I came into the presidency is just surrounded by just quality people who care about kids. So I guess our theme maybe for this year would be to increase participation and increase the quality of the programs we offer our young people. Today I had a chance to visit the sectional tracks at the U of R and the swimming at Geneseo, and just to see all these people working with young people and the number of kids participating, I tell you, youth and the adults that work with them were in good shape in Section 5.
In Section 5 will miss Gene Johnson, won't they?
Oh, Gene has been so good for basketball. Took over a fine program, and he's been a great leader, and the kinds of recognition richly deserved as we see tonight. He's a good man. Gene and I go back to teaching days back in Greece Central years ago. So besides knowing him as a quality leader, I know him as a good friend, too.
Okay, thank you very much, Jim, and good luck in the new position. Good luck to Section 5.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay, we'll be back in a minute with more in the halftime, and we'll get ready for the second half. 31-21, East leading Rush-Henrietta. We'll be right back.
It's the President's Celebration at your hometown Chevy dealer. Do you know how much cash they have to give back if you buy now? Buy Chevy Corsica, Beretta, or Cavalier and get these beautiful presidential portraits.
Get up to $600 cash back or 4.9 financing on Cavalier. Get up to $400 cash back on Corsica and Beretta. Get cash back on top of factory-to-dealer discounts plus 4.9 financing on selected models.
It's going on now, the President's Celebration at your hometown Chevy dealer.
Hi, I'm Don Ryan, president of Rytown Millwork. We've been the window and door leader since 1966. Why? Because of honesty, price, quality, and service. Rytown specializes in the sale of Crestline and Anderson wood windows and sliding glass doors, Thermal True Fiber Classic door systems, Stanley steel doors, Velux skylights, vinyl replacement windows, and custom millwork. So talk to your builder or call us. We're in the yellow pages. So don't forget, insist on Rytown service.
Lauer's Furniture, the complete home furnishing center, has it all. Exciting designs, maximum selection for every room in every style. Affordable quality furniture and carpeting in stock for immediate free delivery. There's always special savings, even on special orders. A sensational brand name furniture and carpet selection, decorating service, convenient credit terms. Everything you want and more. Lauer's Furniture has it all, just for you. Lauer's.
We're back at the War Memorial, just about to get started with the second half of play. East is out in front of Rush-Henrietta, 31-21 right now. Some interesting statistics from the first half as I'm joined by Edison coach Dick O'Toole. Rush-Henrietta shot 24% from the field. East shot 56%. The only category of significance that Rush-Henrietta led in was three-point shooting. They were 3 for 9, and East only took one shot and missed it from three-point range. Rebounds, a big one here. East out-rebounded Rush-Henrietta 20-5, Coach.
There's no question that first half, East High, they owned all the stocks in the Windex, that's for sure. Rush-Henrietta's going to have to do a much better job on the boards and defensively if they want to cut into this lead. You know, the halftime scoring leaders, you have Strickland and Hetrick with 7 apiece. For East, Mitchell had 9 and Johnson 10. Foul problems. Rush-Henrietta not too bad. Sanderson only has 2. Everybody else is pretty good. Now East High, Mitchell has 3 and Kendrick has 2. So if they should pick up a quick one here in the third period, it could hurt them. And that's number 4. Shots. There it is right now, number 4 on Terrence Mitchell.
That is a big problem for Sal Rizzo because Terrence Mitchell is an important part of this offense. A versatile guard. Good partner to Sean Johnson, was a point guard last year, so can handle the ball if need be, but he will take a seat. And Mark Gettner will come into the ball game for East at one of the guard positions.
I think we'll have to keep our eye on Kevin Jackson, too, and see what kind of mobility he has out there and whether or not he's going to be able to
He is back in the ball game. They promised us he'd be back as Gettner takes the shot that doesn't go. Mizell with the rebound. His shot, the turnaround doesn't fall. But we have a foul call.
I believe the foul's on Sean Strickland.
That is his second foul. So we've got a couple players with 2 on the Royal Comets. Sanderson and Strickland both have a couple.
That's the rebounding again. Rush-Henrietta is going to have to somehow turn it around.
Really, when you look at those first-time stats, it's maybe fortunate that Rush-Henrietta for them is within 10 points.
No question. You look at the, like you say, you look at the stats, and to be only down at 10, I think Coach Cox probably told us, hey, we didn't play well. We're only down by 10. We got 2 quarters to go. Let's pick it up a little bit and get ourselves back in this game.
Rush-Henrietta was down big to Fairport in the season. A good team, and they came back to beat them. So they're not a team that can't come back from a deficit. They've got the talent to do it, and will try to do so. So far, no score at 6:58 of this third quarter. Still 31-21, and Brian Hetrick is going to the line for Rush-Henrietta.
Well, they need these points right now because they have struggled from the field, and they need to cash in somewhere.
Hetrick misses the first of
Brian's struggling tonight.
his 2. Yeah, he hasn't shot well underneath from the field, and now some trouble at the line as he misses both. And Sean Johnson with the flying rebound. He pushes it up. Mizell will dish it back, and the layup by Will Kendrick doesn't fall. Johnson there with a third effort, and that goes down.
That's good hustle on East High's part. 3 chances. When you get 3 chances, you're usually going to come up with something.
Wyatt in the corner underneath to Jackson. He goes up, and the ball goes out of bounds off of one of the East players. East up by 12. And the inbound pass tipped away by Dion Mizell. One of the Monroe transfers. It's Mizell, Kendrick, and Johnson who came over from Joe Foster's Monroe team from last year, a team that made it to the AA finals, lost to Hornell by a bucket.
Well, there's no question that those 3 guys are
three-pointer for Eric Wyatt.
Responsible for getting East High into this final game.
We talked about the three-pointer earlier. That is really the thing that kept Rush-Henrietta in it in the first half. They hit 3 of them, of their 9 attempts. And it really can change the face of a basketball game in a hurry if suddenly someone gets hot from the outside, from way outside. Dion Mizell with the turnaround jumper.
It was a nice play. He was down low, came off the screen down low, hit him with the pass, squared up, nice jump shot.
It's 11 points now, the lead for East. Sanderson drives to Strickland. He looks for the shot, feeds it into Jackson instead. Jackson tries to drive the baseline, and we've got a foul on Reggie Smith, the 6'7" junior.
Tough foul to get. He had good position, and really Jackson had nowhere to go with the ball. He tried to force the ball up, and he got fouled. He got lucky.
Coach Jim Cox on the Rush-Henrietta bench sees his team down by 11.
That's
Sanderson for 3.
Fouls. East High right down the floor again.
That's a couple three-pointers in this half. Sean Johnson misses, but there with the slam is Reggie Smith doing a little Derek Coleman-style skywalking there.
Well, Rush-Henrietta stood around, watched. No one picked up anybody looking to block out rebound-wise, and Reggie just came right down the middle and put the ball home.
Wyatt from the corner for another three-pointer. It's 3 three-pointers in this quarter, and it's 37-30. The halftime lead of 10 is now cut to 7.
East High's going 4 corners here. They've got a little foul difficulty, and I think Coach Rizzo is trying to run some time off the clock.
And a travel, and it will be RH ball.
It's tough when you go for a corner. You never know. You could be taking a little momentum away from your team. It's a gamble. But East Side's run the 4 corner for so long that it's really, a major part of their game.
Kevin Jackson goes to the bench for Rush-Henrietta. Mike Conley back into the ball game. Wyatt launches another one. This one just catches the net, but Rush-Henrietta will keep it. It was tipped off an East player.
Yeah, Strickland had it, but Mizell knocked it out of his hand, which is a good play because Strickland was going to put it up for the layup.
East has committed 11 turnovers in this ball game. Rush-Henrietta has committed 7, almost another one there, but we'll get the foul on Dion Mizell as Sean Strickland is knocked to the floor as he tries to grab the lofted inbound pass.
No, it was good hustle on Mizell's part, but you hope that he have a little more control because you hate to get a foul out there on an inbounds pass. Now East High is 1 foul away from putting Rush-Henrietta in the bonus.
4 fouls in this half, the bonus at 5, and there's Brian Hetrick with a jumper that goes, and it's a 5-point game.
I think Sal should take a timeout. Get a TO, Sal.
There's Johnson and the miss. Conley the rebound. Rush-Henrietta looking to cut the lead to 3 or 2.
Right here.
And it goes off the player, it goes off East, and Rush-Henrietta will keep it. So we've got a 5-point game now. 4:19 left in the third quarter, and a timeout. We will be back with more action from the Class A championship game at the War Memorial right after this message.
Nobody can tell you what a complete and thorough brake job will cost until they inspect your car. Nobody. But some places promise low prices without making it clear what it includes. Midas makes it clear. For $69, Midas replaces your brake shoes or pads, turns drums or rotors, inspects front wheel bearings and front grease seals. So if you need brakes, remember, nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Hi, I'm Debbie.
And I'm Jim Vullerton, owners of One Stop Travel Center.
We're celebrating the opening of our 5th Rochester area office with a special vacation sale.
We have over 1,500 cruises on every major cruise line on sale now with savings from $500 to $1,500.
Thinking of Florida? Remember, only One Stop Travel has branch offices in both Orlando and Tampa, so we have the best Florida vacation prices.
For the One Stop office nearest you, call 473-6990.
For all your sporting good needs, come to Old Ridge Sports, featuring a complete line of athletic footwear, lacrosse equipment, licensed NFL and Major League Baseball products, and fishing tackle. Old Ridge Sports, Webster's only complete sporting goods store.
It's 37-32, as close as this game has been since 1914. RH down by 5. Strickland drives over the wing, and he goes for another 3-pointer. He's got 2 already this quarter. Misses, but the rebound to Conley. He misses the layup.
Well, they had the chances.
Here's Johnson. Cross court to Mizell, a 3-pointer off the rim. The rebound went to Kendrick, but he commits a foul.
He got caught down the baseline. I think he dribbled the ball on the line.
Off the line. I'm sorry, I'm blocked by this monitor here, but it was a turnover nonetheless. Rush-Henrietta has the ball, and it is 37-32. Chris Sanderson for the Royal Comets. Eric Wyatt, we talked about it earlier, how he can have a bad start. It won't affect him. He's had a good start in this second half. Chris Sanderson goes up, draws the foul.
Rush-Henrietta, you can see where they're brought their level up another notch. They're playing with a lot more intensity at both ends, and the result is, you know, they're playing better basketball, and it's gotten themselves right back in this game.
Chris Sanderson at the line. He is shooting 2, 11-point average, 4 assists over the course of the season, and he makes the first. Jim Cox, the coach of Rush-Henrietta, says he's the man who he thinks is the most versatile ball player on his team. He can play high, he can play inside. He's a shooter.
He's used him in a number of positions this year. He has that versatility. East High's going 4 now. They're, they're trying to create some easy layup opportunities here. Probably run some clock too to save. They are in some foul difficulty.
And there's the drive by Reggie Smith, and he was called.
Well, they were playing good defense, and they're down low, and they're not budging.
That is Reggie Smith's 4th foul, so he will leave the ball game. That charge was Smith's 4th, and into the ball game comes Arthur Long, a 6'7" sophomore forward. So Coach Sal Rizzo is in some deep foul trouble here And maybe the result of it is this climb back in by R.H. Strickland for 3, and it goes off the rim. And we have a foul. This time it's underneath and on Rush-Henrietta. I
think the foul was on Conley. He fouled Johnson.
Mike Conley playing for the injured Kevin Jackson. Twisted an ankle at the end of the first half. Tried to play on it early and is now sitting next to Coach Cox on the bench. So in foul trouble, Mitchell and Smith with 4 apiece for East. Hendrick with 3. RH in the 1-1 now for the rest of the game. Dick.
Yes, that could be a factor because there's a lot of ball game left here, and that seems to be one of the areas Rush-Henrietta has been doing well at is shooting their fouls.
37-34, Eric Wyatt to Chris Sanderson. Sanderson looks, feeds it inside to Hetrick. Hetrick shot nowhere near, but there's a scramble on the floor, and they'll call jump ball, and possession arrow points to East.
Well, there was a layup again. Hetrick has got to put that ball soft on that glass. You know, those are points you really want to get when you're inside.
To his credit, though, he is working against some good defensive players inside for East. Well, right now, number 40, Will Kendrick, a 6'6 junior, and he's a shot blocker. That's the shot by Arthur Long that goes off the rim. Johnson's goes off the rim, too, and Rush-Henrietta comes down with it. Chris Sanderson to Eric Wyatt, brings it up. Back to Sanderson. Tries to feed it into Hetrick. Not a good move on his part. Mizell back with it. And Mark Gentner with the layup. His second bucket of the game.
Good defense down here at the other end. They step in and take that pass. You know, you like to see your guards when they pass that ball into the post there. You like to see them go up high and not that bounce pass.
The East lead is back to 5. RH swinging it around the perimeter. Sean Strickland comes back to the top of the key to Wyatt. To Sanderson.
Well, he has the 3. He's got his 3 shooters on the perimeter.
There's Sanderson with a 3, and it will be East ball as it goes over the backboard. RH has outscored East 13-6 in this third quarter.
They've worked hard to get back in it, Rush-Henrietta, but they still need to come up with some stops down here.
The jumper falls. Will Kendrick. So it's 41-34 here. Wyatt for 3. It's no good in the rebounding of East.
Well,
Johnson. Kendrick loses it. Long up with a shot. It doesn't go, and we have a foul. 1 minute left here in the third quarter of play. 41-34. It began as a 10-point lead at the half for the East High Orientals. Rush-Henrietta climbed to within 3, and now down by 7.
Rush-Henrietta's taking a timeout. I think it's a good timeout by Coach Cox. He had momentum going. Now he can see it starting to slip away from him.
We're going to see the foul here.
It was just good hustle on the miss and on the putback. But Sperry had momentum. It's maybe slipping away a little bit.
Let's listen to what Sal Rizzo's saying to his players.
Come on, try to give it. All right, let's 1 and 2 now. You got to watch that screen going across. Don't nail the guy. Just hold there.
Hey, no more fouls.
Don't go jamming into the guy in 1 and 2. Just stand there. Go to the guy and stop.
Hey, get to a point. Yeah.
Don't touch him.
Let him run him into you, Arthur.
All right. You're putting them in. Positive thinking. Bend the knees, follow through.
Well, they've been shooting well. East High has. They're 5. Not shooting well, rather. 5 for 15 in the second half, all 2-point attempts. RH, on the other hand, has tried 9 3-pointers and 4 2-pointers in the second half. East has 3 timeouts left. RH, after calling that one, has 2. It's 41-34. East in front. And at the line is Arthur Long. And he gets that one to roll.
Shooter's touch.
And the second of 2 goes. So it's a 9-point East lead. Rush-Henrietta had been within 3. You heard Coach Rizzo telling his players to think positive. There's Strickland, makes a bad try in to get it into Hetrick. The ball stolen away. Here's Mizell, stops for the jumper. It catches the iron, and RH comes away with it. Strickland on the floor, and Wyatt has it. Wyatt gets the three. It doesn't go. East ball. A flurry of exchange here. 30 seconds, under 30, 20 seconds actually now to go in this third quarter.
Both teams a little impatient the last couple times down the floor.
Gettner takes the shot, probably shouldn't have. The turnaround by Johnson does not go. There's Hetrick out to Wyatt. They're on the break. They've got the numbers. Wyatt goes all the way himself, misses the layup, but Sean Strickland puts it in at the buzzer. 43-36. It cuts the lead to 7 after 3 quarters.
It's going to be a heck of a fourth period, I think, we got here.
You get that feeling, don't you? Well, we'll be back for the fourth quarter of play here in the Section 5 Class A Championship game on Rochester's Sports Source, WOKR TV 13.
People like you like Kerner. Even people who didn't buy their cars from us come to Kerner for service. We have the latest equipment for diagnosing a problem. More importantly, we have people with the experience and know-how to use it.
We stand behind our work 2 ways. Ford's lifetime service guarantee and our word that the work was done right the first time.
People like me, like Kerner.
Ma'am, so what do you think of Wendy's new chicken parmesan sandwich?
Autentico, la mia ricetta.
Mama says it tastes like hers, too much like hers.
Chi ha rubato la mia ricetta?
No, Mama, nobody stole your recipe.
No, è mia sorella Antonetta.
I wasn't your sister Antonetta.
Try Wendy's delicious new chicken parmesan sandwich. A whole chicken breast fillet, real mozzarella, and a rich tomato sauce. It's at Wendy's now, but only for a limited time.
She didn't sell your recipe to nobody, Mama.
Wendy's new chicken parmesan sandwich.
East has the lead, but they are in foul trouble. 43-36 East. Sean Johnson has 3 fouls. Terrence Mitchell has 4. Hetrick, Strickland, and Wyatt have 2 each for Rush-Henrietta. There's Wyatt to Chris Sanderson. Sanderson, it goes. A 3-pointer.
It's nice to have those guys that can knock that 3 down for you, and Rush-Henrietta has 3 of them, and they all play out on that perimeter. Tough to defense.
East tries to work it inside, and there's the shot by Will Kendrick. It doesn't go, but he draws the foul. Interesting to note, in the last 4.5 minutes of that third quarter, Sean Strickland's hoop at the buzzer was the only one in the last 4.5 minutes for Rush-Henrietta. So they built that, they got to within 3 and then went cold till the very end. And Kendrick puts in the shot, make it 45-39.
Loose ball, kicked around. Will got down and picked it up and was in a good position to score.
Sanderson made one a minute ago. He feeds inside to Hetrick. Hetrick gets it to fall, and the foul.
Great basket there. He's strong. Strong kid. He's struggled a little bit in the beginning, but he hasn't quit. He's not going to say, I'm not going to shoot because they're not falling. He's still going to do the things that got him to where he's been all year long.
You see it again. Here's Arthur Long, number 32, as he seems to get a hand in there. And
he shielded Arthur off enough with his body so he could get the shot up clean, and he got body and the ball rolled for him. That's what you're looking for, inside play.
So Brian Hetrick trying to make it a 3-point play. The miss, the East rebound. Johnson pushing it up for the Orientals.
Struggled a little bit from the line, Brian is.
The shot by White doesn't go. The rebound, Hetrick. Wyatt for 3. It doesn't go. He almost gets his own rebound. Mizell comes down with it. Dion Mizell thinks about going, doesn't. Gets it back out to Sean Johnson. A 4-point East lead. 6:42 in the ball game. Johnson falls away. It doesn't go. Eric Wyatt with the rebound.
That wasn't a good shot by Sean. He couldn't drive to the hoop. Instead of getting it back out, he went for the fall.
Inside to Conley. The
nice play, very nice touch.
The half hook falls. RH has been using the three-pointer tonight, 7 for 19. East is 0 for 2 from three-point range. But East has the lead by a bucket, 45-43. This is as close as it's been since early in the game. And East misses. RH with a chance to tie. Eric Wyatt for the layup. The game is tied.
I think Rush-Henrietta East High needs a timeout. Sal's calling it. Good timeout. It's a good timeout to call.
We have ourselves a basketball game worth sticking around for as Rush-Henrietta has climbed back into a tie for the lead here at the War Memorial in the Section 5 Class A championship game. Let's take a look at that again. The basket that tied it. Here's East coming up with it with a 45-43 lead. This play will give Rush the first tie since 2-2. Gentner takes the shot. It's tapped around. Strickland gets the rebound, sees his backcourt mate Eric Wyatt has the easy bucket, and we're tied 45-45. And with East in foul trouble, Dick, let's go over and talk. You can listen to Coach Jim Cox from RH. Well, they met on the football field back in November. East pulled the upset win with Sean Johnson at quarterback. Eric Wyatt, the quarterback for Rush-Henrietta. The two are meeting again. The two schools and the two quarterbacks. And a rematch.
East High's got their starting lineup back in now. You have to go with that at this point in the game. You can't save anybody, and if somebody fouls out, they foul out. You're just, you're down to that time of the game where you need your best players on the floor.
Okay, that's two fouls now on Brian Hetrick as he gets caught for the push from behind, and it will send to the line Dion Mizell, the 5'11" junior guard, one of the Monroe transfers, joining the East Orientals this year. A rough year for East last year, 11-9, not something Sal Rizzo's used to seeing much of, a season like that. For some coaches it would be great, but he's back in the championship game this year. Missed the second of those free throws. It's 46-45 East with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Sanderson into the corner for Wyatt. Wyatt gets tied up. Back out to Strickland. Looks for the shot. It's not there. Drives over to Wyatt in the other corner. The three-pointer, it's good. Eric Wyatt, who was cold in the first half, is not afraid to shoot the basketball, and it's paying off for Rush-Henrietta.
He's got a feel right now. He's got a little rhythm, and he wants that ball.
As RH now leads this basketball game, 48-46, and it's tied again. The shot.
Well, that was walking on Kendrick.
Kendrick took the travel. You're right.
He was open at 15, but he wanted to take it to the hole, and he took steps before he put the ball down.
The figures on Eric Wyatt from three-point range, 4 for 11 in the game now. Here he is again to Strickland, also a threat from outside. Strickland.
They keep moving
Chris
the ball
Sanderson,
around
he drives, kicks to Wyatt. Wyatt will take it again. This one rims out. The rebound by Reggie Smith. Sean Johnson down to Will Kendrick, and he collided with, I believe it's Hetrick.
Yes, it is.
It's Brian Hetrick down on the floor for Rush-Henrietta. And he appears to be okay. A third player going down on the court tonight. Here we see it again. Johnson feeds Will Kendrick. Kendrick goes up with a shot. It doesn't go. Hetrick made the contact.
Once again, that was a case of East High running the floor and Rush-Henrietta not getting back defensively.
46-48, 48-46. Rush-Henrietta with the lead in the game, but Will Kendrick will go to the line with a chance to tie it up. This RH comeback has happened without their big man, coach Kevin Jackson, who sprained his ankle, twisted his ankle, and hasn't played but a few seconds of this second half, and that was early on.
Yeah. Well, Conley is a good ball player, and he'll give him a good effort inside.
Sanderson at the top of the key. RH leads by 1, 48-47. That's into Hetrick. Hetrick, another miss underneath. This time Sanderson to Strickland for 3, and it doesn't go. The rebound East. Here comes Sean Johnson.
They got the numbers.
He stops into the corner for Mizell. Mizell underneath the Will Kendrick. And the shot goes, and he'll draw the foul. The foul on Brian Hetrick. And that is his 4th.
Well, at this point in time,
you'll see it again. Watch Hetrick, number 44.
It was a good entry pass. Good post up by Will.
East is back up by 2, 50-48, with 3 minutes, 58 seconds left to go in this ball game. A good one here at the Rochester War Memorial. Doug Emblidge along with Edison coach Dick O'Toole and Mike Catalana. Chris Sanderson. Back to Strickland. The crowd coming to life here. Sanderson. And he loses it out of bounds. It will be East ball. The winner of this game will automatically advance to the state tournament as the Class A representative of Section 5. In other classes, there will be playoffs to get the number down to the number of classes in the state tournament. But right here, it's an automatic berth if you win this basketball game. Nobody's thinking about the states right now. Dion Mizell, the turnaround jumper, it's good. And East is back up by 4.
Nice ball movement. Good movement by Mizell off the ball. Weak side, coming off that pick and posting at the high post. Nice 15-foot jump shot.
Ryan Hetrick has left the game for Rush-Henrietta.
He has 4 fouls, but you can bet he's going to be back in there before this one's over.
Joby Knapp, a 6'3" senior forward, is into the ball game for Rush to take Hetrick's place. And almost the steal, but they lose it out of bounds as Will Kendrick got a hand on it on the long cross-court pass intended for Eric Wyatt. Here's Wyatt with the ball now. Rush-Henrietta down by 4 with 2:40 to go in the game. The three-pointer is what got him back in this ball game, but we haven't seen one in a couple minutes, and they throw it away again. Sanderson loses it out of bounds.
Not good offensive movement that last set here by Rush-Henrietta.
Not a long rest on the bench for Brian Hetrick as he gets set to check back into the ball game.
Same play they ran last time. Good
Underneath.
defense. This time Mizell dumped it inside. Smith had the inside post position.
And a timeout. Called by Jim Cox, leaving him with 1 in the ball game.
He doesn't want to see it get away.
East High, on the other hand, has 3 timeouts remaining.
This is a big possession coming up for Rush-Henrietta. But
Let's take a look at that last hoop by Reggie Smith. The pass from Mizell. Smith goes up with a strong move underneath. Let's hear what Sal Rizzo is saying to his players.
Leave that big salami alone in the middle. He's not any good. Don't give him a layup, though. Don't give him any layup. Back up and help him out.
Staying up top. He's up top.
Let's stay in the game. Stay in the game. There we go.
Everybody.
So the momentum has swung back to East High, scoring the last 8 points in the game after being down by 2. It's now 54-48 East. And 2 minutes, 20 seconds remain unless we go to overtime.
What East High doesn't want to do here is commit any fouls where they're going to be stopping the clock. They want to keep that clock running. Play good defense.
Mental error by Chris Sanderson. Coach Cox says, why'd you do that?
Well, you know, he knows that that was a big offensive series for him down there. They lose the scoring chance. Now East has the ball and the lead, and the clock is running.
But Rush-Henrietta gets it back. This is Strickland with the ball. Bringing it up court. And he is fouled.
Well, that's what you don't want if you're East High coach Sal Rizzo, because it gives them a chance to score 2 points while the clock's stopped, and they can set up defensively right away.
And Sean Strickland, not the guy East wants to have at the line at the end of the ball game. He is a very good shooter from the field and from the free throw line. It's 54-48. The lead, and Strickland, as I say, what a good shooter he is, misses the first, but we have...
It's a lane violation. I believe Dion Mizell jumped in too soon. He wanted to block out the shooter, but he didn't wait till the ball was released.
Second lane violation for East tonight. RH had turned the ball over the last 3 times down court, so they're happy to be shooting with the clock stopped right now. Strickland misses again, so it didn't matter.
Uncharacteristic of Sean to miss like that.
1 minute, 40 seconds to go.
Well, East High's going 4-corner. There's the backdoor play.
A layup was missed, but that will be it for... No, I'm sorry, that was Conley.
No, I believe it is on
Hetrick, Brian Hetrick.
A block.
And that'll be it in the ball game for Brian Hetrick. He will check out with 5 fouls. Attendance tonight at the War Memorial, 3,347. Here to see RH play East for the Class A championship. So back into the game comes Joby Knapp, the 6'3" senior forward, as Hetrick checks out. Hetrick had 11 points, 5 rebounds in the game tonight.
He worked hard. It wasn't, you know, I'm sure he's not happy with his overall performance, but he never quit.
Terrence Mitchell got into early foul trouble for East, but now he's at the free throw line.
You're going to see the 3-point shot coming into play now with Rush-Henrietta.
There's no doubt about it. And I'm trying to think of what game it was. Just in the last few weeks, I've seen a couple of boys games in the tournament, girls games in the tournament, a girls college game turn in the final minute on successive 3-pointers. So,
well, I think you're going to see the 3-point shot at one end, and it could be East High going to the foul line at the other.
And there's a 3-pointer that goes. So Chris Sanderson makes it 51-56, 5 points. Will Kendrick drives, takes the shot. It's blocked, but we'll have a foul on Joby Knapp.
Well, Will got away with one there. He didn't have a good square up to the basket. Plus, they need to keep the clock running.
Will Kendrick goes to the line for East. Trying to add to that 5-point lead with 1:20 left in the game. A miss here, and Rush-Henrietta could cut the lead to 2 with another 3-pointer. But he doesn't miss. Kendrick puts it home. Terrence Mitchell comes out to say congratulations, and he'll try to go for his second right now.
Big free throws down the stretch.
He makes them both. A credit to him at this point in the game at the War Memorial on television. And a steal. Chris Sanderson threw it away there. Sean Johnson with the shot, and it goes. It's now 60-51, 9 points with a minute to go in the ball game.
Sanderson.
Here goes Strickland. He'll shoot. And somebody got a hand on it. Didn't fall. We almost did. And that is just about the ball game. We're going to send Dion Mizell to the free throw line. Sean Strickland fouled him there. A 9-point lead for East. Rush-Henrietta trailed at the half by 10. They took a lead of 2 in the 4th quarter. And now back down by 9 points.
Well, when you take the 3, and if they're not going, a lot of times you get 1 and out, and that's what's happened down the stretch here.
Yeah, it's that rebounding advantage we talked about for East. It was 20-5 in the first half. And while RH got some of their bounds this half, it still went East way, and it may really be the key factor in this ball game, Coach.
Well, no question. They've completely dominated the boards, and when you control the boards, usually you win the ball game.
Of course, Kevin Jackson not in the ball game anymore. We talked about his injury. He's the best rebounder, certainly for RH. And another steal. He threw it away, and this ball game is over. Johnson goes for the layup, and it's 64-51, and East High will be the champions of Class A Section 5 basketball. Foul there on Will Kendrick. Will send Sean Strickland to the line, but it's out of reach. 64-51. Coach Sal Rizzo will go to 368 and 114 in a great career. We're going to take a look at that bucket by Sean Johnson. Uncontested, talented athlete, both on the basketball court and the football field.
Well, Rush-Henrietta, they've had some runs in the game, but they just couldn't put together that real big one to carry them over the top and get them that big lead.
They threw the ball away a number of times late in the game too. Key situations that could have put them right back in it. Threw the ball away, lost it out of bounds a couple times. Some steals by Sean Johnson, and not so much East throwing the game away as some good defense by, or RH throwing the game away as East just playing some good defense.
Yes, they were East High, they never got down even when.
No, right up strong with it and go for the foul. Heads up, let's go. Come on. Right? Let's go, heads up. Now we got to get the ball down and go for the threes again. We have no more. We got one timeout. If we score again, timeout. We got to go for the threes. Okay? Now the three of you are on the perimeter. Just whoever's got it, pass one more time and shoot it. All right? Let's go. Heads up. Heads up.
This game not over if you're in the RH huddle. Here's RH. Eric Wyatt was hitting those three-pointers.
That gave them the lead there, but they weren't able to build upon it. And East High just kept battling back and eventually got the lead back.
So Sean Strickland goes to the line. He's got a chance to cut the lead to 11, and he's gone cold at the line.
Uncharacteristic of his shooting ability.
And the quick foul, and I'm sure Coach Cox called for Joby Knapp, commits it, and East will go to the line with 25 seconds to go.
Well, East High is going to be playing up on the perimeter, make sure, but what they don't want to do is foul any three-point shots.
East came into the tournament seeded 4th. The miss there, but the turnover and another foul.
Well, it's not good ball handling on the part of Rush-Henrietta right now. They're trying to make some things happen, and it's just not.
I'd like to thank our statisticians tonight, Dan Dorr and also Jim DeBell, Senior and Junior. They've been with us for many years. We've been doing basketball here on TV 13, the finals in Section 5 for 13 years now. That shot goes, but it's too little too late. 12 seconds to go. The lead is 10, and there's 10 seconds now. And Sean Johnson, Terrence Mitchell, the steal by Strickland, and he lofts one up, goes off the bang board. 2 seconds to go. There was a double dribble called there, so we've got 2 seconds more until East can celebrate its championship. Another one for Coach Sal Rizzo. He's been here before. East, after being down by 2 and in a 14-3 run to build this margin. Kevin Jackson back into the game for RH. And there's a foul there with 1 second ticking off the clock. And again, that was Mark Wilkins, who's into the ball game. He committed the foul, and it will send Terrence Mitchell to the line as East is starting to do a little celebrating. It's okay now, guys, because this championship is yours. That makes it 65-54. And there's 1 second to go, so RH will just get to touch the ball. Sanderson will loft it before the buzzer, after the buzzer. It doesn't matter. Let's enjoy the celebration on the floor of the War Memorial. East High, the Section 5 Class A champions. handshakes now between East and Rush-Henrietta. The final score is 66 to 54. Coach Jim Cox, his team comes away the runner-up in Class A. Sal Rizzo, his team, the Orientals, the champions after that merger with Monroe. He talked, Dick, about how tough it was when those players first came over. There were some tensions, that's understandable. There were some hard feelings, but those have been worked out, and it turned out, obviously, all for the best.
Well, you have 3 quality players coming from Coach Joe Foster's Monroe club, and, you know, I don't think there's any coach that wouldn't want to have 3 players like that on their team, and the result is East High was able to have a very successful season, culminating with the chip.
The team did come together, and they did it under Coach Sal Rizzo, and Mike Catalana is with him now.
Title, let me ask you this. What was it that turned the game around? You went on a 20-6 run to close it out.
Well, we had gotten foul trouble. The scorers, I need Reggie and Mitchell in there. When they came out, we lost our momentum. And I put them in a little earlier than I wanted, but we were losing it, and I had to get them back in. Not that the other kids weren't trying, it's just that they don't have the offensive skills that they have. And it just, the presence gives the other guys a lot more confidence, too.
Coming in, did you expect Rush-Henrietta to take so many 3-pointers?
Yeah, that's why we played the 3-2, and it worked effectively most of the time. When we went back to it at the end, I thought we did a pretty good job of stopping their perimeter game. That's what we had to do.
Can you rate this with the other 7?
Well, it feels good. I just feel so great. You know, I feel on top for the kids. I've experienced it. They haven't. It's not as high as the others have been, but I know what it means to them.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Coach Sal Rizzo, the winner again tonight.
We're going to recognize the players from both teams, most valuable players, Sean Johnson, and Mike Catalana is with Sean right now. Mike, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready for you, Doug. You know, Sean didn't even know that, so we kind of ruined the surprise for him. MVP of the game, how do you feel?
I feel great. I tell you, after winning the Section 5 MVP in football and to do it again in basketball is definitely a privilege. I mean, most kids in high school don't even get a chance to make it to a sectional game, and I've made it to 2, football and basketball, and MVP. I feel great. I love Rochester, Section 5.
And you must love East. 3 years at Monroe, you come here, you must be big man on campus over there.
Well, I tell you, we got a lot of leaders and a lot of good athletes at East, and I just came in and fit right into the program. They made me feel comfortable, and my job is to come out here and lead these talented young individuals.
Hey, Rush-Henrietta didn't quit on you tonight. It was a good game for most of the part, but then at the end, you guys put it away with a run.
I think we felt comfortable and relaxed throughout the game from the start. And then we sort of got to the point after halftime, we got a little too relaxed, started getting back into the game. We said, hey, guys, let's buckle down. Let's win this game.
Okay, congratulations, Sean.
Thanks a lot.
Most valuable player.
I appreciate
for
it.
For East High against Rush-Henrietta tonight. We'll be back with more right after this.
Can't get out of bed.
Ever notice how even the smallest cold turns everything into a big effort?
What a drag!
It's time to get the big relief of Dimetap. In 12-hour extend tabs, Dimetap is recommended millions of times by doctors and pharmacists.
So you have a cold? I've got just the thing.
Dimetap. It gets things back to normal.
Never just another night in New York.
Hello, I'm WOKR's meteorologist Bill Peterson. This summer, my wife Janice and I are hosting a 13-day tour to beautiful Alaska. Enjoy romantic Skagway and other ports of call on a fabulous 4-day cruise on the Inside Passage, followed by Denali National Park and Alaska's interior. For your free brochure, call the WOKR Alaska hotline at 1-800-826-2266.
Doug Emblidge and Edison coach Dick O'Toole back at the Rochester War Memorial. The final 66-54 East over Rush-Henrietta for the Section 5 Class A championship. It really came down to out-rebounding for East. East picked up 39 off the boards tonight compared to 16 for Rush-Henrietta. The three-pointers helped RH get back in it, but then East held on, and to their credit, didn't get down after losing the big lead and hung on to win this championship.
Well, you know, you got to give Rush-Henrietta credit for staying in the game as they did. But East High, you know, they could have faltered when they fell behind. You're in foul trouble. They kept their composure. They got back in, got the lead. And when you have that big a margin in rebounding, you know, it's very difficult to lose. And I think that was one of the factors. I pointed that out early in the first half that Rush-Henrietta was just not rebounding like they were going to need to against East High.
There's Sal Rizzo with a Class A championship trophy. His players have received their certificates. The runners-up from Rush-Henrietta have done the same. Sean Johnson led East tonight with 16 points. Eric Wyatt, the leading scorer overall for the game. He was 17 points for Rush-Henrietta, many of them on three-pointers late in the basketball game. So we did have a good one. After RH down by 10 at the half, they came back to take a 2-point lead, and then East came back with their speed, their strength on the boards, and won a Class A Section 5 championship for Coach Sal Rizzo. We thank you for joining us tonight. Doug Emblidge for Edison coach Dick O'Toole. We'll see you next year from the War Memorial for the Section 5 Class A championship game. Good night, everybody.
Live from the Rochester War Memorial, this has been the final game of the Section 5 Class A Championship. Tonight's game has been brought to you in part by Wendy's Old-Fashioned Hamburgers Restaurants and by Midas, American and foreign car specialists. Nobody beats Midas. This has been a NewsCenter 13 Sports Exclusive.
Through the years, man has strived to find an easier way to get a job done. Whether trying to discover a faster route or a more efficient method, we've created and modified, never satisfied until we found a better way. Reporter David Burns introduces you to some inventive pioneers in the Rochester area. What inspired them to create, and how have their inventions improved our quality of life? Find out in Eureka in Rochester, a special report beginning Monday at 11, only on Rochester's news source, NewsCenter 13.